Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we will be comparing Kartra to WordPress to help you decide which of these tools is best for you and your business. Now with Kartra is an all-in-one business tool that allows you to create sales funnels, landing pages, it allows you to do email marketing, create membership websites. So it has all of these features and it really is an all-in-one business tool. Whereas WordPress is primarily a website builder, but because of the amount of plugins that you can add to WordPress. So in WordPress, I'll just show you, we can go into my WordPress dashboard right here. And this is a website builder, but we can go into the plugin library right here and we can install just so many different plugins on WordPress that it essentially allows you to turn WordPress into anything. You can of course build websites, but you can turn this into a funnel builder. You can add plugins that allow you to do email marketing. You can turn this into an e-commerce store. And because of these plugins, the possibilities with WordPress are essentially endless. So now that you know what these tools are and what they do and what they are used for, the next thing that I want to touch on is going to be the pricing, because the pricing between these tools is very different. With Kartra, if you want to sign up to Kartra, you can use the top link in the description and this will get you 20% off. So this is the Kartra pricing right here. And then WordPress works a little bit differently because WordPress itself is actually completely free. You don't need to buy WordPress, but you do need to buy hosting. And hosting is essentially a server that allows your website to go online and allows you to put your website live. Now, the one that I use, as you can see right here, is Hostinger. This is the best, it's the most cost effective, it's the one I use for all of my websites. And once again, if you use the Hostinger link down in the description, you can get up to 75% off your hosting. So if we go down to claim deal right here, we can see that these are the plans on Hostinger. The one that I would recommend for building your website or your business is going to be this business plan right here. And the reason we want to go with business over the other two options is because firstly, cloud startup is just overkill. You just don't need this unless you are running a super complex e-commerce store. But for any other business, the main thing that we are going to be looking at is the difference between the storage. So NVMe is faster storage. It allows your website to load faster. And we also get daily backups, which is super important because if you make changes to your website and you destroy your website, which on WordPress can happen quite often, you can just go back to yesterday's backup of the website and you can restore it from there. So with Hostinger, this can start off as low as $3.99 per month. Whereas with Kartra, if we go over here, we can see this starter plan is $95 per month. And that is including this discount. So at first glance, WordPress is going to be much cheaper because right here we can see the hosting is going to be cheaper than Kartra. However, the thing that happens when we go to WordPress is depending on the plugin that you need for the type of business you are creating or the type of tools that you need, these plugins can often cost and they can often be quite expensive. So I'll touch a little bit more on plugins later on and show you the specific plugins that you need for certain features. But for now, let's go ahead and actually dive into both of these tools. So the first thing that I'm going to touch on is, of course, the website building ability with both of these tools. So starting out with building a website, how you build a website on Kartra is very different to how we build a website on WordPress. Because on Kartra, what we have to do is we have to go to the pages area and we have to build all of the pages out individually, and then we just go ahead and link them together. So we go into pages right here, click into page, and then we can choose the page type. So we can go down and as an example, let's say that we want to build out a blog homepage right here. You can see that these are all of the templates that we can go for. So we would just go ahead and click into one of these, for example, and we'll just call this test blog homepage. And then in here, this is drag and drop. So we can drag the elements where we would like. We can go ahead and click into images right here, for example, click on edit style. And then we can go over and edit the image. We can click into the text and we can go ahead and change the text right here and enter whatever we would like. And then we can essentially just do this for the rest of the website. Go down and edit this, add in any elements that we would like over here from the left-hand side. And that's how we can go ahead and build out the website. Now with WordPress, this is a little bit different because if I go to visit my site right now, you can see that this is blank as it is. Now with WordPress, you don't necessarily need to link the pages together. You have your full website built and then you just go in and edit each individual page. But with that being said, the WordPress editor is really not the best. So as I say, we can go in, we can click on edit site right here, and the standard WordPress editor with none of these plugins there's not really much we can do here. Like, it's very confusing. We can go in and we can just type things out. We can maybe add some images, but as you can see, this is a very basic website. So to actually get the most out of WordPress, what we actually have to do is install a plugin. So this is something I should mention as well. With these plugins, this is something that you will have to do some research into and figure the type of website that you are trying to build. WordPress is going to have a much steeper learning curve than Kartra, which is a lot more basic. Like, you can just see and do everything that you have on Kartra. You don't really need to be spending time looking into the best plugins, how to actually use this, the best tools that you can use, whereas you do on WordPress. So with WordPress, we can go ahead and download starter templates. This is one of my favorite plugins to actually build websites because this comes with Elementor, which is a much better website builder. So we go ahead and we install this right here. Then we can go ahead and click on get started. In here, we can then go through and we can choose the template that we would like to go with. We can go in, customize like the font right here and also the color palette that we are going to use. And then we can go ahead and build the website with this template. So just like that, this has now loaded in. Then we can go in and we can edit the page right here. And now this is a much better page builder that we can go ahead and use. We can add in what we would like to add in and go ahead and edit this. So that is the website building functionality of both of these tools. The next thing that I want to touch on is going to be funnels. So with Kartra, funnel building is absolutely awesome. It is super easy. Once again, we just go into pages and we build out all of the individual pages. So we can go up here, we can go into page, and we can choose, for example, an opt-in page or a squeeze page. So we can go for a squeeze page right here. Go ahead and select one of these templates. And then once again, once this loads in, we just go ahead and edit this in the exact same way we edited the website. So we can click in, change what this text says, move things around, go ahead and save this. And then we can create each of these different funnel steps. And then all we have to do once we have all of the funnel steps created is go down here into funnels, and we can piece them together in the funnel area. Now, WordPress is very different in this regard as well, because with WordPress, out of the box, you can't build funnels. So in here, you need to go ahead and once again install some plugins. So we would need to go to add plugin. And then two that work is Elementor Pro. You can go ahead and install Elementor right here. But with this, if we look at the pricing for Elementor Pro, this does cost, it's not super expensive, but this is something that you will have to buy, and this will allow you to create funnels. Another option is Cartflows. This is probably the best in order to build funnels. Like, this is the one that I would go with over Elementor. But we can go in and we can see the pricing right here. And this doesn't allow you to buy monthly. You have to pay upfront for the year for these options. But with Cartflows, once again, we just go in, Cartflows, and right here we can see WooCommerce Checkout and Funnel Builder by Cartflows. We just go ahead and install this, and this is going to allow us to build out funnels on WordPress. Now for email marketing, it's the exact same situation, where in Kartra we can go straight in and we can start building out emails and SMS. So we can go in here, we can choose the email template that we would like to send, or we can just start blank, and I'll just call this test email 1 or 12. We can then go in, and in here with Kartra, everything is in one place. So we have all of the contacts already here. We would just go ahead and edit the message, build out the email, and then we can choose who we want to send this to. Whereas with WordPress, as you guessed, there is no built-in email marketing capability. So we would go to plugins and we can type in email marketing. And then there's going to be a lot of options depending on which one we want to go for. So we have MailPoet, OmniSend is another option. But once again, all of these are going to come with a separate price. For example, if we go to MailPoet, we can see right here that this is going to be an additional cost. So overall, when you are deciding between Kartra or WordPress, it really depends on what you are looking for. If you are looking for an easy to use, out of the box, all-in-one business tool with email marketing, with funnels, with the ability to create websites, Kartra is going to be the best option. On the other hand, if you want more customizability, if you don't need to do that many things, so you won't need a lot of plugins, then WordPress might be the best option. But just keep in mind that as your business grows, you might start buying a lot of different plugins, and this might become a lot more expensive than Kartra. Either way, that is my comparison of WordPress versus Kartra. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.